We're live.
Yeah, we're live. All right. 7 o'clock Thursday night and constantly cruising. We are live. So welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's had a good day. You know, we're here to hopefully what we're trying to do is become your one-stop shop for anything having to do with cruising and just to share with you our love for it because we love to cruise.
We love to constantly cruise.
So tonight we got some cruise news to talk through, and then after we do that, I've got some other little trinkets in my little packet of stuff that I'm going to throw at Kara here in just a minute, and then we'll wrap up with any questions from the chat if anybody pops on. So yeah.
And we're having a very cozy night tonight. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's cold here in Florida.
Definitely.
So
have you seen any pictures
kind of weather for us?
Of them, like they put out a call. If anybody doesn't know, when it gets this cold in Florida and it drops below a certain temperature, the lizards fall down out of the trees. And there was like in Broward County, I know specifically, they put a call out for people to like turn in iguanas when they found them.
Oh yeah, they were like collecting them.
People,
I mean, big iguanas. We're not talking about the little suckers.
But
we're talking about those
truckloads of iguanas they collected.
The things that happen in Florida when it gets cold like this, it's crazy.
Okay.
Well, anyway, hope everybody's warm.
Yeah. Hope you're warm.
You're gonna be watching me drink my cider. I've been having literally hot apple cider every night for like probably the last 3 weeks. It's freezing.
All right. So first up, I've just got some cruise news stories that I picked out through the week that we're going to talk about. First up, this one here caught my eye. Carnival increasing the price of some of their drink packages and increasing their gratuities. Evidently, hot topic. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But looking down through here, the price, the drink package that they were talking about specifically isn't the alcohol drink package that you would see. I want to say the price of their normal like go-to drink package is like $69 a person a day, something like that. Then they have like a wine. They have one that's just wine.
Okay.
They have one that's like high price wine.
Okay.
But this one doesn't have anything to do with alcohol. It's called their something with bubbles. Bottomless bubbles package.
Yeah, it's just their soda package.
It's their soda package. And it's increasing like a couple bucks. From $9.50 a day for adults to $11.99 a day. An increase of $2 and almost 50 cents or 26%. So I guess that is kind of a decent size price
jump. That's a bit of a jump.
Especially honestly. When you're talking per day.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
I guess for a cruise line where there's a lot of kids, right? So a lot of, the kids live off of soda. So evidently big outrage over that. And then along with that, they took the opportunity at the same time to raise their gratuities, which that was the one that I found a little bit more like staggering as far as the price goes.
It was only by $1. It's an extra $1 a day.
It's an extra $1 a day.
Yeah, so not a huge jump.
Yeah. Their rate is now $22 a person, and it can be removed. Of course, if you've been on YouTube at all, you've probably seen videos of people removing gratuities and lines of people doing that, which I would guess maybe the amount of people that are now trying to remove it may be the reason why they're increasing it for all the people that are actually
Yeah, but if you still have the option to remove it, I mean... Which I kind of have my feelings on that.
Yeah.
But, it does also take away from, which, I've seen a lot of things about this whole topic, and there's people that are all over the board about it. But, at the end of the day, what you would hope when you see something like that happen is hopefully the cruise line themselves is upping maybe the salary of the crew members, right? Because you would just like with anything else, when you leave a gratuity, like at a restaurant or whatever, it's a tip, it's you're tipping somebody for the service. And I just think a lot of people, though, with this are having this thought of like, well, is it really considered a tip anymore when you're, making this price hike so much higher? I don't know. We could get into a whole discussion about that. Yeah. But also at the same time, like just with like anything else, costs of everything is going up everywhere. Exactly. So I guess we're going to just see this reflected in the cruise world too.
Yeah, and the cost for someone that works in that industry and the service personnel, their costs are going up as well. And, they rely upon those tips as part of, so I think it's completely normal for that to rise at a steady rate along with everything else that's rising.
I just almost wish they would just, I don't know. I mean, nobody's going to like this either, but maybe just raise the price of the cruise. I don't know. Like, I feel like when you start like...
The cost is always going to be in there somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's hidden or not. And I almost prefer, like you see that up front. That's where that money is specifically going. It's not hidden inside of the cost of the cruise somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's a gratuity. And that's what it is. And I mean, if you chose to opt out of that, then that's fine. I would hope that you still given gratuity somewhere else to the people that show you extra good service, which we find on Princess all the time.
I mean, bar none. Bar none. Their customer service, the any service that you get on Princess, bar none, is always outstanding in our opinion. So what else cruise news do we have?
Just to go along with this is a follow-up article. Carnival Cruise has noted that 100% of all those gratuities do go to cruise members. They keep none of that money. So this one about Disney, and this is specifically because you're just coming back from this specific place where this new world record was set by Disney Cruise Lines.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. They just had a ship go through the Panama Canal, which is pretty crazy because it was a pretty large ship. I mean, and for any of you that have done the Panama Canal, when you go through those locks, I mean, it can be tight. And so hence why most of the Princess ships have been on the smaller, older size.
Yeah. I mean, this one was huge. It says the new ship measures 342 meters in length, 46.5 meters in beam, and has a gross tonnage of 208,000. With a capacity of approximately 6,700 passengers.
That's a big one.
That is a big ship.
I mean, that thing had to, kudos to whoever was navigating that ship through there because, wow, that pilot knew exactly what he was doing because that is a tight little quarters in there.
It says that the Panama Canal Authority expects 40 Neo-Panamax cruise ships to transit the canal in 2026. I'm not sure what that...
We don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that word means, but I'm guessing it means ships that can go through the canal. Maybe.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, that's exciting, though. Another cruise ship that we've learned can do the Panama Canal.
There you go. Yeah. The previous record was held by the Norwegian Bliss.
Okay.
Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So those are the two big stories I had. Did you see anything this week that popped out at you?
I mean, both of these stories that you brought up, I've already been
seeing things.
Yep, I've already been approved too. But I also, I'm constantly looking at cruise stuff, so I see a lot of the cruise news in several places. So yeah.
All right. Well, then the only dangling thing, I did come across this And I was thinking about using it as just making a whole separate video, but I think it's a good just little topic. And it's creating the ultimate cruise packing list.
This is up my
Right.
alley.
So right up your alley,
Yeah.
because I know you've got like a thing in the notes app on your phone that you
Mhm.
use every time,
Mhm.
right?
I do.
How did you go about making that?
So here's what I recommend that you do. So yes, I use the Notes app that's within the iPhone. If you have an Android, no idea what the equivalent to that is because I've only ever had an iPhone. What I do is I start at the top from the first day that we're going to get on the ship. So immediately at the top, again, we sail with Princess. So you're going to hear us talk a lot about certain aspects that apply only to Princess. So of course I have medallions on there, which could also be your cruise card if for any other cruise line. Right. Passport, of course, cash, other forms of ID, insurance cards, medical cards, prescription cards, like all the things that like probably are in your normal wallet that of course you might end up condensing to something smaller, which is also kind of wise to do, honestly. So start with that first day of like, okay, what do I need to have on my person and that I need to access as I'm entering the port? Okay. Then from there, what do I need in my carry-on? So then the list goes down from there. So it'll say like, I need to have a change of maybe another outfit to change into just in case that luggage doesn't get to our cabin before dinner and I might want to change.
You never know when that's going to happen.
More often than not, I will suggest, especially if you're leaving out of Florida and it's going to be a warm climate, you're probably going to want to have a change of clothes just because nasty topic, but you're going to sweat and you're probably just going to want to have that. It's like when you get off an airplane and you just kind of feel like you just want to change your clothes. So change of clothes or a bathing suit if you're going to maybe want to decide that you want to swim as soon as you get on. So anyway, that's kind of how my list starts.
And you just work your way down.
And then I just work my way down. So, you start thinking about, how many formal nights do you have on the cruise ship? Are you going to participate? So, whatever formal dresses. And then for me, like I start thinking about, okay, well, how many days are we on the ship? How many evening outfits just in general maybe do I want to have? And then of course, so you just kind of start thinking about the day, if you're going to take an excursion, you want to make sure that you're dressing appropriately for whatever that excursion may be.
Right.
So if you just kind of like thinking through your mind and just sit down and have that list, or even if you just want to write it out, whatever you want to do, that's my go-to. Of course, there's other things that you need to consider. Of course, like different change in climate. Of course, like if you're coming from somewhere up north and coming down to Florida.
It's funny you say that. I saw a thing today that there's a Carnival cruise leaving or maybe, leaving this weekend out of Norfolk, heading from Norfolk down to the Bahamas. And they had sent out an email saying, listen, everybody, you need to dress in layers for embarkation.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very cold, especially because it's cold in Virginia right now, right?
Yeah.
But because it's so cold and the open doors and everything, they were going to have problems keeping the public spaces inside the ship warm because the temperature was going to be.
They want to go ahead and have it to where it's going to be
they
cooler.
said the number was 15 degrees. If it's a 15-degree difference from what it is on the inside, it's very hard for them to either keep the ship cool or keep the ship warm.
And you also, and again, going back to like that first day, that's something else you have to consider. The ship is going to probably on the inside on your first day, it is going to probably feel a little bit warmer because they've got the gangways open and everything to let people on the ship. So it is going to be a little bit hotter maybe than usual. But I'm going to tell you, this has been like the strangest year in terms of this, because even people, I was hearing from people that were on cruises even last week. So whatever that was, the first or last week goes to January into February.
Right.
And same thing, like people from up north, were coming down here to Florida to cruise. And I mean, thankfully, you need to check weather forecasts of where you're going because, people were standing in line waiting to board ships and they're freezing because Fort Lauderdale or Miami or wherever, we were chilly down here in Florida.
Very cold.
And then, even when they went to I heard from someone that they went to places in the Gulf, so like Cozumel and things, and like it was kind of chilly, for those areas, and the seas were a bit rocky because of that whole big cold front.
I'm sure it was windy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So all that being said, going back to your packing list. You just need to sit down and just take a few minutes and just really consider like what you need, and then just make your list from there. Consider is it going to rain? Do you want to bring an umbrella? Do you want to bring a rain jacket? Yeah. But that's kind of how I go about it. I start from the top about like, what do I need to have accessible? What should definitely be in my carry-on? And then from there, of course, what's going to go in my big suitcase. So, yeah.
And I think that's a great way to organize it, and you do a great job of that. What I found interesting is they kind of break it down into different categories.
Okay.
So you have daytime clothing, which you kind of hit on, right? What are you going to wear during the daytime, during different things? That's going to vary depending upon whatever your itinerary is. Then evening clothing, right?
Yep.
And you hit on that. You got formal nights,
dress night, whatever.
Normally, we would get up in the morning, right? We kind of either just kind of roll out and head down to breakfast, or go ahead and get dressed for whatever we're going to do that day, like the pool or whatever. Then we'll go down to breakfast, and then like mid-afternoon, make our way back to the stateroom. And at that point, we kind of reset, shower, get cleaned up, and then you put on a whole nother outfit for the evening. There are people that you would see. We just lost the light.
Sorry guys, we lost the light over here.
There are people that you would see that are at dinner in their board shorts. We're not typically those people. We kind of like to go back and kind of just change into.
Well, and you do need to also check with your cruise line, because some cruise lines are going to be a little bit stricter about what that dress code is in the main dining rooms or even the specialty dining. So, I mean, men might be able to pass with board shorts, but ladies, I don't. If you're going to have like a swimsuit on still with your cover up for dinner, unless like it's a decent cover up. They're probably going to want you to go change. I'm not saying a ton of times when I've seen people turned away, but I would just, again, check with your cruise line, because you just don't know.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. And again, that's going to help you too with your packing list.
Now, if you're eating up in the buffet, you can wear whatever you want. But in the dining room, there's gonna be some different things.
Yeah.
Footwear. Both of us usually pack quite a few pairs of shoes and different kinds of footwear, but you're gonna have,
I have a shoe problem.
Some things to wear up by the pool, and that's gonna be different from your evening. Whether you got a suit and you're wearing shoes, tennis shoes if you're working out, running shoes because you like to get off the ship and go run. So all those kind of things. Accessories
again, and it's going to be helpful. Check out your itinerary and check out what's happening on the ship. I think most of the cruise lines right now have kind of a generalized thing where you can kind of see what's going to be on the agenda for the day, so you can really check out what's going on.
Detailed with what you need.
So like if whatever, like if you're going to be in port. There's not going to be quite as much activity going on in the ship as, say, on a sea day.
Right.
But you might just want to say, like, okay, great. So I'm going to probably just be by the pool most of the day. So I'm really probably not going to have to worry about an outfit during the day. Anyway, it just is helpful because obviously, like, especially if you're flying and you have to watch how much your luggage weighs and all that kind of stuff, having a packing list is just really going to help you out with making sure that you don't have too much. But I will also say, I'll throw this in there as well, because a lot of people just don't know this. There are laundromats located on the ships. We've done some videos about that, so you guys hopefully have seen some of those. But of course, if you reach a certain status with Princess, so if you're an elite status, which we did finally hit, or I did. He hasn't hit it yet.
Almost.
But anyway,
I will hit it this year.
You do get free laundry. So the cruise line can do it for you, but there is service laundry that you
And
can do
it
too.
doesn't
So
take that long.
keep that in mind
It's
too.
fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, keep that in mind too, because that's an option. And that's something else for you to consider in your packing list to bring along with you, laundry detergent pods or the laundry sheets
Yeah.
and your dryer sheets, whatever, because that's going to save you a little bit of money if you remember to kind of pack that stuff into your suitcase also. So again, have that on your packing list so that way you don't miss anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It just goes through a whole bunch of stuff, that you might need as far as you usually keep that shoe organizer that you hang up. It's got almost anything you could ever imagine. The last live stream we did last week, you talked about medicines and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have all that kind of stuff on hand. You never know.
There
just
are
in case.
so many videos out there that you guys can look up about, what are some of the best, things that you can have in your stateroom to just help you save space. And of course, having a shoe rack is one thing that I like as a little hack that you can just hang on the back of the bathroom door. So that gives you a few little cubbies to put things in. Of course, magnetic hooks. Everybody talks about those. Or magnets in general. If you want to put your paperwork up there or have your itinerary up there, whatever, have your short excursion tickets up there. So there's tons of videos about that too. But again, all that kind of stuff you need to put on your packing list. I do not pack. And again, I've now taken 25 plus cruises now altogether. I don't pack without having that list to go through, even though I kind of feel like I've become a pro at it. But again, I rely on that list for myself too. So just because, you might think that you're an experienced traveler, trust me, you will forget something, and you don't want to have to forget something and it be something that you would have to buy on the ship. Let's say sunscreen.
A big markup.
Oh, it's so expensive. I want to say a little bottle of sunscreen was almost $20. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So, a small tote bag, small purse, you got several of those. We always bring a water bottle, a travel mug. If whatever kind of thing you have to hold your medallion or a lanyard, those kind of things.
Yeah.
You got a category for cabin enhancements. Just kind of going quick through the last couple of things here.
The magnets,
yeah,
or the
magnets are on here.
Hanger, things like that.
Some kind of a pop-up hamper, especially if you're planning on doing laundry. We usually like to take
take some trash bags.
Throw the dirty laundry in.
We next time that we do a cabin tour too, we'll try to make sure. I know normally a lot of people like to do the tour when you don't really have everything unpacked, so that way you get a really good view of everything. I think we probably should do 2 videos, so that way you can just kind of see what our setup looks like, and then also
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that way you can just, take it for what you will. You might hate the way it looks.
Yeah, we usually show you before we've unpacked, and so it kind of looks a little uncluttered, so you can kind of see what the room looks like, because we want to show off the room, but kind of see what it looks like once we've got everything laid out. For the
so
week.
We'll try to remember to do that for you guys also. And if you have any questions about things that you feel you're wondering about, if you should pack, things like that, or whatever, please make sure you leave us a comment, and of course we would be happy to answer any question that you may have. I understand, I sometimes I forget, especially new cruisers, that you just don't know what to pack or what not to pack, and you don't want to overpack, and so leave us a comment. We'd be happy to help you in any way we can.
All right, then 2 things last. There's one more category, and then a couple of things definitely not to pack.
Yeah.
But the last thing to plan for is think through what kind of excursions you're going to do, because different kind of excursions are going to require different kind of stuff.
Yes.
Your parents used to play golf.
Yes.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Of course, that requires a good bit of planning beforehand.
And they packed their clubs.
You may not want to bring your clubs along, because you could probably rent clubs in most of those places, but you would want to bring golf shoes, or you might want to bring,
Yeah.
a glove. Maybe if you like to hit a certain kind of ball, that kind of thing. Or, if you're getting off at Coco Cay with the kids and you're going to go to the beach, you may want to bring, whatever kind of beach kind of things that they like. Think through that. Or if you're going to go hiking, I still want to go to the Acadia National Forest. If we ever, I think that's Bar Harbor.
Maybe.
I can't remember. But you can get off, you could ride, they had a mountain bike excursion, you can hike through Acadia. But if, you'd want to bring hiking boots or poles,
Yes.
a backpack, those kind of things. So think through what excursions you're going to take, because you're definitely going to want to pack for that. And that may be not something that's typical. That's something that might change every cruise.
Yeah.
It's not typically on your list. And then they've got some things not on the list. So what do you think is on the list not to pack?
Well, you definitely cannot bring like a surge protector on a cruise ship. You can bring an extension cord, but it cannot be, like a surge protector that has several things to it.
Yeah.
Of course, weapons.
Any
kind of weapons. Big no. Or, of course, no drugs. Also, I will throw this out there too. If you are a smoker, make sure you do check where your itinerary is too, with maybe some laws that might be set in place in those particular countries. I know that, again, for an example, I'm going off the grid a little bit with this conversation, but this year, Mexico has now made a new law about if you vape, you cannot take your personal vape into Mexico. You can get arrested.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're checking things like that. Let's see, but going back to what else can't you, irons, you can't take like an iron or
anything that produces kind of heat, a coffee maker. I know that sounds stupid. You think, who would take a coffee maker? But
I will say this, especially for men and women, you can take a hair straightener and you can take a curling iron. So they do allow those, but you cannot have like to iron your shirts and stuff. Again, they have those kinds of things.
That's
in the
all in the
laundry.
laundry. It's very accessible. There's not gonna be like a line of people.
Yeah.
So, all that stuff's there to use.
I can't think of anything else that might be on the list of what you can't take.
Yeah, I think anyway, just about everything.
Yeah. But again, you need to make sure that you're checking your cruise line for those items, and they will have one. Normally it's like in a frequently asked questions box of things that you're not allowed to bring on the ship. So make sure that you do that. Oh my gosh, this is random.
Candles. There you go.
Candles. Anyway, there's always a list out there that you can find. So make sure that you check that. And again, also check about the places of where you're going, because they're going to probably also have some different laws too about whatever.
Good resource for that is the State Department website.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before. It's always a good resource, especially if you're thinking about getting off the boat in places that you may or may not be familiar with. It's a good spot to check, because some of those things do tend to fluctuate depending upon time of year or even the status of international relations.
Yes.
So you don't want to get yourself in hot water and get off somewhere where it's definitely not a safe place and find yourself. The State Department website's a good resource for that. So just double check before you get outside of the port into a place where you don't need to be.
And again, leave us a comment if you have any questions about any of these packing things. I'm sorry that tonight's video probably wasn't as entertaining as hopefully some of the rest of ours will be. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little tired tonight, so I'm sorry that if it is reflected on this video, but we hope that everything has still been informative and everything for you. Please make sure that if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you do that. And also, we've had several people ask us, how do you know when we go live? Make sure you hit that little notification bell too. That's going to be how you find out when we're going to have our lives, which we, again, are going to try to do every Thursday.
Thursdays
at 7. Right now, we're trying to keep it to about 30 minutes because, of course, your time is just as valuable as ours. So we appreciate that. And then also, big tip, please make sure you like our channel too. Do the thumbs up icon as well. We really would appreciate it as we're just trying to grow our little side hustle over here.
Yeah.
It's not really a side hustle. It's just something that we really enjoy doing. But yeah.
Well, it's 7:30. I've been through everything that I've been through my stack of stuff.
Yes.
You've answered every question I've thrown at you.
Yes.
So
and we're going to be using our packing list coming up pretty soon. We've got another
on the
cruise coming up
horizon
soon, about a week or so. So anyway, we'll definitely be having some more videos to share with you guys as we check out the Majestic Princess.
Yeah.
We're excited for that.
Excited
We've
for
been on
that.
it. So yeah.
Look for a new video Monday at 10 a.m. and then another live stream next Thursday at 7.
Yes.
So thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate your time and your attention. If you have any questions or comments, hit them below, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, stay constantly cruising. Bye, guys.